What's up, curl friends? It is Dr. Crystal Cunningham, clinical pharmacist, transformational curl care specialist, and the founder of Bold Culture Beauty. And today I'm back to tell you a little secret. Now, last week I told you that from here on out, we are playing no games when it comes to natural hair care. Curl friends, I know that you are tired of struggling on your natural hair journeys. I know that you want to experience the easier side of natural hair care. And so it is my mission to help you get to a place where you are not only more comfortable and confident on your natural journey, but where you are equipped with the knowledge that empowers you to succeed on your natural journey. And in order to get there, we are going to have to digest some hard truths. So if you are ready, curl friends, to get to a place where natural hair care becomes easier, if you are tired of struggling on your natural journey, if you are tired of spending all your time, energy, and effort to get just mediocre results, if you want to achieve better and do better for yourself and your curls, then I am your girl. Because from here on out, curl friends, we are playing no games. And so today, I'm going to share a little secret with you in an effort to, one, shine the light on something that we may have believed or we may have thought that is causing us more trouble than it's worth, and then also to help shift your focus to what really matters and what really counts when it comes to really being able to make natural hair care easy, when it comes to saving time, being more confident, and enjoying this natural experience. Because I want all of us to win. But in order for us to win, we have to get real, one, about natural hair care, some of the things that we've believed and some of the things that we've allowed to dictate the way we navigate this journey. And so today, I'm going to ask you a question. And I know I can't see your hands, but still humor me. Raise your hands if you are on the quest for the perfect curls on your natural journey. Don't be shy, raise them. And as always, curl friends, there's no judgment. Now brace yourselves when I tell you this, because I'm not going to drag it out. I want you to succeed, and I need to tell you this now. So come close, curl friends. The perfect curls do not exist. That's right, curl friends, I said it. Now, I know what you're thinking. I've seen some curls that look pretty close to perfect, and I will still tell you that the perfect curls do not exist. And our quest for the perfect curls is one of the things that is keeping us from being successful on our natural journeys. Now, I know I have dropped a significant bomb on you by telling you perfect curls may not exist. And then some of you are probably like, girl, I know, because I've been trying to get it and I have not achieved it yet. And so I want all of us to take a minute and sit with this truth. Perfect curls do not exist. Now, healthy curls exist, manageable curls exist, hydrated curls exist, but perfect curls do not exist. Let's sit with that for a moment. Take a deep breath and breathe, because a significant burden has been released from all of us. And I get it. It may not feel like it right now, but trust me, curl friends, as we move forward on our journeys, on our intentional journeys, and as we move forward with this discussion, knowing that the perfect curls do not exist, we will be better able and equipped to actually do what matters on this natural journey. Now, you may be asking why being on a quest for perfect curls would be a bad thing, or why would I tell you this? Like, what is the benefit in you knowing that the perfect curls don't exist? Well, first of all, for starters, here's what is wrong when we start this journey with the intention of cultivating some form of perfection or some form of having everything all together and all right. First of all, that is unrealistic. Bad wash days happen to the best of us. Missteps with product application happens to the best of us. And sometimes we are just not going to get it right. Not to mention, if we are just starting on our natural journeys, the likelihood that everything is going to fall into place and that the divine light of natural hair care is going to shine on us just isn't realistic, right? And so if you want to start your natural experience with a more realistic approach, then we have to come to the realization and we have to accept the fact that the perfect curls do not exist. So when we start our journeys expecting perfection in any way, shape, or form, it often causes us to overwork, right? Because we are striving for something that isn't there. And so we are going to do entirely too much. We're going to spend entirely too much time and energy. We're going to focus our attentions in the wrong place. And we're going to be doing the most when none of it is necessary and none of it will yield the results that we desire. So shooting for perfection often causes us to overwork, right? Then when we overwork, we get frustrated. We're overwhelmed and oftentimes confused because what we have been doing isn't yielding the results that we desire. Shooting for perfection also causes us to have goals that aren't even in alignment with the characteristics and ability of our curls. So curl friends, while it may not feel like it right now, me telling you that the perfect curls do not exist has released a significant burden and freed you to focus on what actually matters. And another thing, a lot of times we compare our curls to our curl friends' curls because we look at them and we think that they are perfect. Now, I experienced this real time in life recently, and it didn't have anything to do with hair because I have grasped or accepted the fact that the perfect curls did not exist, but it did have something to do with something that I was looking at from the outside in. And I realized that one, my perspective was off because I was looking at something from a different standpoint than where that person was coming from. And I realized when I took this same issue in my life and looked at it from where they were standing, I realized that what I was looking for, that perfection that I thought I was going to achieve in that specific area, really wasn't true, right? It wasn't realistic. And when I stood where they stood and looked at what they were looking at, I would actually see the exact same thing I was thinking that they had and striving to achieve. So realizing that the perfect curls do not exist alleviates some significant burdens. That example was a significant example to me, but I hope it was a significant one to you because sometimes we look at things from our viewpoint and we assume that someone else has something that is perfect. But when we take a minute and stand where they're standing and turn them around and look at what we're looking at, we'll see that in a lot of situations we are in the same space. And that is what I want us to realize, especially when we have this fixation or desire for perfection. Perfect curls do not exist, but when we come with that knowledge, it takes that the stress of trying to achieve them off, but it also helps us to not to compare ourselves and where we are on our journey. Because the fact is, none of us will run out the gate having the perfect everything. A lot of times perfection or striving for perfection gets us no further on our journeys than where we are right now. And a lot of times it causes us to work entirely too much. So when we let go of this desire for perfection, when we bust the myth about there actually being a perfect curl, then it frees us to really be intentional on our journeys and focus on what matters. And you're like, okay, Crystal, you have bust the myth about perfect curls, right? So now that I know that perfect curls do not exist, where should my focus be? What should I be focusing on? And how once I navigate through the shock of this reality, how do I get to a place when I can enjoy what I've just heard and let that guide me on my natural journey? Well, curl friends, I am glad you asked. So now that we know that perfect curls do not exist, here is what we should be striving for instead. And that is healthy curls. Curl friends, I have said this to so many of you, and I'm going to keep saying it until we all get it. But health is the foundation that every other goal we set on our natural journey rises and falls on. When we get this health piece under control, hydration falls into place. Curl definition falls into place. Longevity in our styles falls into place. And every other goal that we have set will ultimately fall into place. If you had to focus on one thing on your natural journey and you ask me what should that one thing be, I will hands down always tell you to focus on improving the health of your hair. Health over curl definition, health over length retention, health over volume and fullness, health over everything. Because once we get that health piece right, anything else that is in line with the characteristics of our curls is fair game. So curl friends, instead of focusing on perfection, let's shift our focus to health, and we will see how much easier natural hair care can be. And when we focus on health, it also allows us to be more intentional on our natural journeys, right? Because now we are going to take a minute and think about what we're doing for our curls. We're going to take a minute and think about what we have been accepting as facts for our hair. We're going to take a minute and think about how we've been caring for our hair and how we can do better caring for our hair moving forward. So curl friends, rejoice with me when I say the perfect curls do not exist. And let's get intentional about improving the health of our hair. And so you're probably wondering, okay, you done bust this myth. You done told me to focus on health. How do I get intentional about improving the health of my hair? And curl friends, I thought you would never ask. So here's what you should do to and for your curls to help improve or to help be more intentional. Now, you need to be intentional about what you know about your hair. You need to be intentional about what you're doing for your hair. And that doesn't mean, well, what that actually means is being intentional about looking at what you're doing and asking yourself, does it make sense? You need to be intentional about the products that you're using to care for your hair. You need to be intentional about consistency on your natural journey. And you need to be intentional about trusting this entire process. When you focus on health and you become intentional about these things, natural hair care will ultimately become easier. So curl friends, today I urge you to remember that the perfect curls do not exist, and I encourage you to take this information and allow it to propel you to focusing on improving the health of your curls. When you do this and you do it with intentionality, natural hair care ultimately becomes easier. Well, curl friends, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If this resonated with you, next week bring a friend, because curl friends, I promise you, there will be no more games played. I'm on a mission to help you make natural hair care easy, and I want to see each and every one of you succeed. So tell your friends to tell a friend, and meet me here next week for more great tips that'll help you save time, build confidence, and make natural hair care easy. And if you're serious about doing better and achieving better for your curls, meet me at Bold Culture Beauty. You can visit me in store or online. I'll drop the link below, and I'll help you get to a place where natural hair care ultimately becomes easier. And until next week, curl friends, go boldly.